Well, hey there, friendships. Welcome back to Curtis' Corner. If you're new here, hi, I'm Curtis. This is my corner. And on today's Movie Monday, we are going to talk about
the highly anticipated,
the most news-garnering, attention-seeking horror of them all, Deadpool and Wolverine. Yes, we are going to dive into this newest addition into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I will give my thoughts, I will give my opinions on this film. So if you are interested in hearing all of that and what I have to say, if you should go and see this film, then keep on watching. Let's f***ing go. Before we jump into things, I just want to quickly say, make sure you like this video and subscribe to this channel for weekly videos, including ones like this, where I give my opinions on movies. As well, I do have some makeup stuff coming in the near future, so stay tuned for that. Patreon link in the description. It hasn't been working. I'm trying. I am trying to upload. I promise. I am trying. I'm dealing with things. So click it, join it. Things will be up if I can get it to work. If not, I might just drop the whole Patreon thing. But enough chat for me. I got lots to say about this film. Buckle up. So Deadpool and Wolverine. This is officially the first rated R Disney film, Marvel film in the MCU. We've had rated R superheroes before, such as Blade, the previous Deadpool, but those were owned by Fox. Disney bought Fox. Catching you up to speed with the news about this. I know you should probably know about it, but on the off chance that you don't, Disney ended up buying and acquiring the rights to 20th Century Fox. They now own the property to everything Fox ever did. Alien, Predator, the Fantastic Four, which is why we're getting a Fantastic Four film, the X-Men, Deadpool, everyone. So it was highly nerve-wracking and anticipated for this film because everyone knew that they wanted to do an R-rated film and keep everything the same as the past two Deadpool films. But everyone was kind of unsure because, well, Disney owns it and Disney doesn't make R-rated films. But they officially do now. This film was so good. And I'm not just saying that because I enjoy the Deadpool movies. I do. I found the first one great. The second one I found was a little, repetitive from the first. It had its funny moments, but I don't think it lived up to the hype as the first one did. This one surpasses that hype. This one excels. The comedy is phenomenal. The action is terrific. The pairing and the acting of Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman together on the screen. Finally, I know we saw them in X-Men Origins Wolverine, but that wasn't actually Deadpool, now was it? This is like over 20 years in the making. This was much needed. This film not only is a love letter to fans of Deadpool, fans of the X-Men, but it's also treating the superhero franchises that Fox owned with respect. Yes, there are jabs in everything that Deadpool does, and there are hints and there are nods to previous films within the Fox universe. But when I tell you the amount of cameos that we got, some were cameos to be cameos, and it was just like a quick little wink wink, nudge nudge. Those were fine. They happened and then you moved on. Those were great. They were fun. They were funny. The main cameos, though, that happened actually brought a lot of stuff to the story. It helped advance the plot along, and it just brought back that nostalgia. And what I loved most, there are some instances when certain characters are kind of addressing things that have happened within real life, but also kind of within the universe. It makes it even funnier knowing the background of it. If you want me to go into a little more detail and do more of a spoilery talk about this, I can totally make another video. I'm going to keep it, obviously, extremely spoiler-free in this video. The first opening credit sequence, all of that, is very much still the same as the previous two. It still follows in those footsteps, but I found it was done better because of how absolutely comedic it was. The first one was funny because it was just names all over the place with the gore, and then, rewinds to figure out, oh, how did we get here? Second one, kind of the same thing. It pretty much followed it beat for beat. This one, well, yes, following it beat for beat, still doing that, here's the intro, let's see how we got there moment. They did a twist on it that made it funnier. And that is what I liked about this one. The way Wolverine's character is handled, because of anyone who's seen the ending of Logan, I won't spoil that, but the way that they're able to bring Logan, Wolverine into this film is smart, and you can see a great character arc with Wolverine going through. And you can also see one with Wade as well. How he is this jokester, but underneath, layers beneath him, he does have that soft spot where he wants to be accepted, where he wants to show that he isn't just this person who thinks highly of himself and that he wants to actually matter. He has this struggle and needs to find this purpose in order to be seen differently by those he cares about. Where Wolverine is someone who is trying to gain a different outlook for what has happened to him, and he has to kind of grow and move through the obstacles and the struggles that he's gone through in order to come out better by the end. That's all I can say without actually giving too much away. The overall villain of the film, honestly, kind of lackluster. Did they pose a really good threat? Yes. Could normal characters have beat this person without movie magic? No, they couldn't have. Even thinking about it, Wolverine and Deadpool probably should not have been able to overcome what was happening in this film with this villain. But even still, the villain, you don't really feel the presence of the villain throughout the film. And the amount of screen time this villain has, I think, might actually be the shortest in MCU history. There's not really a big motive. It's super simplistic. And they are out of the picture as quickly as they come into it. Very, very lackluster. It is definitely more centered on the relationship between Deadpool and Wolverine forming, as well as the amount of cameos that there are. There is another thing I wasn't too happy with. I can look past it because the whole thing was just, it was funny. But there is a scene, and I will say it involves Lady Deadpool and all that. There's a scene when you kind of see in the trailer as they both walk from around the corner, and like Wolverine has like his sleeves are missing and they're just in the street. That scene, there's like this big giant battle that happens, but it's so CGI'd. That's the one part. Not to say that CGI is a bad thing. The CGI in here was actually really done well, but it's just one of those scenes where and you can see it's almost too smooth, too glossy. You can tell that it wasn't actually the characters doing this, and it was all just computer graphics. That was the one slight disappointment that kind of took me out a little bit. The gore, the sequence itself was fun to watch, but just that little bit of none of these people are real, that's what took me out slightly. But the comedy, like I said, comedy, top tier comedy. It is fantastic. I think it's the best comedy. The fourth wall breaks are absolutely amazing. The best fourth wall breaks ever. I was slightly hoping that Wolverine would do some, and if he did and I missed it, I don't remember it. But from what I'm remembering, he doesn't ever do one, which is kind of disappointing because I know that he does one in like the promotions and all of that. There's also some scenes that they show in the trailer I was expecting to see in the film that aren't in the movie itself. One in particular being the diner scene. They do have a scene in the diner, but it's not that witty back and forth moment that they show in the trailer. And I was a little disappointed with that. I'm over trailers showing scenes that are not in the film. Just take the footage you're putting in the film and put it in the trailer. What is the point of having trailer specified scenes? People see these scenes looking forward to seeing them in the film and then are disappointed. You're disappointing fans and not showing them what they're going in expecting to see. Companies need to stop doing this. But I am glad that we are at the point where Disney is able to kind of let down their guard, are able to just go balls to the wall, live free, do what people want to do. And this is the expectation we need to stay at, especially in the MCU, because there have been quite a few films as of recently that have been fine, mediocre at best, subpar to just downright awful. Looking at you, Thor, Love and Thunder. But this is the type of stuff that we need in this universe in order to help it excel, succeed, bring it back to life. And I think we are heading in the right direction with this. Take the formula you have here, apply it to future things, and understand this type of filmmaking, this type of, action piece. This, just everything that is about this, maybe not super cameo filled, even if it's like an origin story or a semi-origin, apply the algorithm that this film follows to your next film, and you will have a success on your hands. All of that being said, I'm going to give Deadpool and Wolverine an A+. This surpassed every amount of expectation that I had for it, and I am very much looking forward to see what happens with these characters in the future. What is going to happen come Secret Wars? Are they going to come back? Are they going to be a part of it? Are they going to help lead another team? Is Hugh Jackman still going to be our Wolverine?
Probably not.
But all I'm going to say is I look very much forward to the future that is the MCU based on this film alone, and I hope that everything that comes afterwards lives up to the hype of this one and carries it forward for more to come. So hopefully you enjoyed this review. If you did, make sure you give it a like. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for weekly videos and hit that notification bell so you know when I post a brand new video, because if you don't, how else are you gonna know? You won't, so do it. I will see you all on the next video, but until then, goodbye friendships. You're still here. It's over. Go watch the movie. You're expecting me to spoil some of the people who are making a cameo in the movie. I'm not that kind of a channel. Find out for yourself. Go on.